We have our last scholar on the stage. Awesome. Thank you guys again for coming up, Jimmy. All right, Miss Sharon. So now you are our last presentation for the night before we transfer over to grown folks night to let our hair down a little bit. And she is going to talk about a few initiatives that the NAA has and how everybody can get linked in. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right, thank you so much. And I know I stand between grown folks night, and I'm sure you guys are gonna have some libations, but but first of all, I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to come and speak on your platform. We're here because we have that love for Florida A&M University. I am Sharon Duncan. I'm actually the chair of membership for the National Alumni Association. I also serve as the interim regional VP for the national and international region. We have approximately 3,200 active alumni for this membership year. And overall, we have about 80 chapters. So what you're doing here is so important. I really applaud your creativity to be able to really flourish and move forward and continue supporting the National Alumni Association in addition to our beloved university. So of course we're here because we love FAMU, but it's so important to be members of the alumni. I'm very confident that many of you are members, but we need you to also have that voice to go out and speak to your classmates. I know someone was talking earlier about their classmates giving, I think the 2005 class or the 2006 class were talking about what they're doing, excuse me, to give to the university, but we also need you to be members. We need you to be members of our organization to work in the community, to recruit the best and the brightest for the university. I sitting and being a part of this platform this evening, I really learned a lot. You Rattlers are doing a lot of things in your communities, and this is great for us. So I want to talk about membership. The Florida A&M National Alumni Association, like I said before, we have local chapters and we have affinity chapters. So for your affinity chapters, and I often get asked this question all the time, what's the purpose of them? They're generally chapters that are designed to have a special interest or a common field of work. And I say that because right now we have 6 chapters. We have the School of Nursing. We also have the baseball chapter. We have the engineering chapter. We also have engineering and technology, which is a small school, but they decided they wanted to have a chapter as well. And they're working towards raising funds for their particular school. And we also recently chartered the FAMU NAA football chapter. In addition to that, the Pearls on the Hill chapter. So now we have these affinity chapters really working on recruiting, community engagement, but more importantly, doing what they can do to really be active within our alumni association. So when it comes to membership, did you know your first year of membership is absolutely free? Absolutely free on all levels, the national level, the local level, in addition to the regional level. I know, excuse me, Mr. Thomas is right out of Baltimore, so he's in the Northeast region. The Northeast region, we do not have have regional dues, but the other regions, they have regional dues. So you have the Florida region, your Midwest region, you have the Far West region, and the Southern region. So you also have regional VPs that's responsible to assist the chapters with what they're doing as well. So as a member within our organization, you continue to show your love and appreciation for our university. And when it comes to membership, we have a level of giving, and this level of giving is the ultimate level. It shows your true commitment to our beloved university and the National Alumni Association, and that's a life member. The life member is a level within our organization that says you are the elite. You are really showing that you want to assist with moving our university forward. And right now, life membership is $750. So the interest on that is it goes into an endowment, and we use that to move our organization forward. If a student, a recent graduate, becomes a life member within the first year, it's only $500. Many people are not aware of that, but it's important for you to know because you are our voice in the communities in your local areas. So we want you to know. Each member within our organization also has a username and password. Many of you probably may not be familiar with it, but you all have it. And so what we need you to do is to reconnect, re-engage, and encourage additional alum. Someone was talking earlier about the young alumni and the giving when it comes to young alumni and what they're doing opposed to what those who are a little bit more seasoned are doing. And times are different. Times are truly different. Sometimes I hear, I don't give because no one asked. So we have to figure out creative and innovative ways to ask. So with that said, and I'll definitely take some questions there. I see some things in the chat. So with that said, we need more younger alum to engage and be a part of the National Alumni Association so you can bring those gifts and those talents so we can better serve the university and the NAA. And when I say this, I'm more thinking of social media. I'm not a social media expert, but I do know the way to get out these days is to actually get out through social media. So I'll take some questions. I feel like I'm just talking. I want this to be engagement for you. Hopefully it's also informative for you as well. Yes, the chapter in Baltimore, Angela is your chapter president. Angela Sykes is your chapter president. And yes, I believe you guys chartered last year. So you just had your 1-year anniversary. So yeah, and Trent talked earlier, Trent and Curtin talked earlier, and that chapter is, we're working to officially establish that chapter. But again, young rattlers really looking to do things and work on behalf of the university. But as the chair of membership, I will share with you, I obviously have concerns because there's a gap. There's a gap in the age of those who are actually active within the organization and those who are younger, and but you will see them at social events. So the question is, how do we engage and bridge that gap? I see everyone is quiet. I was looking for you guys to tell me how and what we should be doing to bridge that gap. it's not just us as FAMU, it's also other chapters as well. When I say other chapters, I'm not talking about FAMU chapters. I'm actually talking about additional HBCUs. For some reason, we have a challenge to have members, not just members, but even a young alum or older alum to reach in their pockets and give back to our university. Someone said earlier that FAMU set the tone. Yes, FAMU set the tone. We set the tone at FAMU, but we need you to continue to give back to the university that gave so much to you. So I think, was that Jamila? That is a great idea. And she says, maybe establish a connection before students graduate. And so I had Miss Jenny Burry on earlier. She had to drop off because I wanted her to come on to talk about what the young alumni are doing. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're engaging them. We're allowing them to be a part and become familiar about what we're doing before they actually graduate. So we're doing just that. But we also need to have more of a presence and a little bit more active on social media. But those aren't just the only things that we need. We really need the engagement from all levels with the young alum as well. So Ms. Jones, I don't know if you're close by, but I do have some questions of you because I know that you're much younger, at least than I am. Maybe not like Van. I am younger than Van. But I did want to ask you, what do you see when it comes to membership within the organization and the engagement of the National Alumni Association?
Well, first of all, you just called me young, so like you're my best friend right now. I think it is like this, where I love the fact that you're kind of meeting us in the middle, halfway, because I know that we talked before, and for me, what I have found was what you kind of talked about yesterday, which is the barrier of the time, where we have these events and all that kind of stuff, but typically our brains may not start working until like 2 or whatever, but the older generation is meeting at 9:30 and having like breakfast meetings and all that kind of stuff, and that is just generational, and it's like no one's fault, it's just a thing. And I appreciate the fact that you are meeting us halfway, right before like we kind of actually have a turn up session, if you will. It's like, let's talk about the business part and then we can have fun and all that kind of stuff. But I think that is definitely the first step, is to establish that line of communication. And the second thing would be to establish trust, because we want to know that we're supported, at least speaking for a millennial, because we now have Gen Z coming up. And so I feel like I'll have the same conversation with them in 10 years, making sure we're on the same page. So for me, it's the communication piece, the trust piece as well. And then also visibility. And I think one thing that I'll just kind of talk about the University of Texas, because that's my grad school. They do a really good job of having a consistent message across the board. And I feel like that's something that we can actually improve on, and making sure that we have that same messaging going all the way from LA to Florida. So I think that would be the other key.
So when you talk about visibility, are you speaking from a social media standpoint? What do you mean by that? Just the communication?
Yeah.
What our strategic goals are?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. So definitely visibility of strategic goals and also how you actually implement that. So perhaps it is more interactive social media experience. Because for me, I'm the kind of person, I don't necessarily check newsletters. Like I check my president's email because I know that someone may need me and that I might need to do something or have a task at hand. But like my personal email, I don't check newsletters. So that could also just be a generational thing where whatever that visibility component, just making sure that we're meeting halfway in the middle so that we can, um, you know, receive those messages that you all want us to get. And Jeff actually spoke about it earlier, just in terms of like TikTok. Like you don't have to get on TikTok or anything like that, but just exploring different ways of outreach and figuring out what that looks like. And maybe there is a focus group. So we've talked a lot about value propositions and validating your market today. And so maybe it's a test that we can run on ourselves. Like, hey, let's have a focus group of 150 millennial rattlers and see what is the best way to talk with them. That could be a suggestion that I would have. But yes, the visibility part of the visions, the missions, and all those things that I know that Dr. Robinson had laid out before too. And so I'm not even really sure if a lot of people know what that looks like. So definitely the vision and also the platforms.
Absolutely. And Jamila, thank you so much for your ideas. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea what bite-sized newsletters are. I could just assume that they're small small newsletters, but that's true because when you do see a newsletter that come in your email, I open mine only because I'm in a leadership position. But you're right, we do learn that a lot of the emails aren't actually open. So that's a great idea. And highlighting the young alum, I will definitely take that back. That is a way to engage those who are actually younger, but we need you and we need those who are um, talented to really step up and to provide the assistance. Someone said earlier, you know, donating money isn't the only way to give. You can also give by donating your time. I donate my time all the time. I also donate my money, but I'm in a different stage in my life. You know, I graduated in 1995, so I'm a little seasoned. And when I say that, it's a big difference because I know we ask young alum to we ask young alum to give the same amount that we have others asking for. But the FAMU Fieldhouse was recently renovated, and the chapter in Polk County brought in $45,000 to redo the lobby, and that was done within months. So that's another example of how important our organization really is with Save Our Students. Over the past couple of 3-4 years, we've donated over a couple $1 million. You know, we're working really hard at trying to raise funds and money for the schools. So increasing our membership, we're increasing our growth. We're out there more, so we can obtain more if we're working harder. So I would definitely take some of the things you said back and look for additional creative and innovative ways to try to encourage people to become members. And I'm just going to take a couple more minutes here. I know I'm between you guys and grown folks night, but
Thank you.
I see VP Russ on the stage. Hello, sir.
Thanks for calling me old.
My apologies. I'm so sorry. But I said seasoned. Oh, I said you're older than me, but you're seasoned. So I didn't mean it in a bad way.
I know it. Okay. I know it comes from a place of love, so I'll take it.
It does.
Oh, Lord.
It does. But while I have you guys here, I also want you to know that it's not just the Alumni Association that we're going out there and just raising funds. We have a significant impact in our university. We also have a government relations committee that really, there's FAMU Day at the Capitol, and a lot of alum, even members within our organizations, they're not that familiar because they're not that engaged. Of course, the social events, we will be to the Orange Blossom Classic, Florida Classic, and you'll find the alumni tent. But we need people to be involved in the government relations committee, because that's how we receive funds for our university. Very significant things that's going on in government relations. And even fundraising. We have a national fundraising committee, and they're doing things to raise funds for the obviously for the NAA, but more importantly, it's going directly to the university. And this is just two committees that we have that's important for the betterment of our university. So again, it is important to be members. We are doing very well with our membership. We in January of last year, well, January a few months ago, we reached the goal that we had for the entire year last year. So and we actually, what we did was we had a couple of see, I'm seasoned. I don't even know what they are. The party you guys have, virtual parties.
Yeah.
So, so we had a couple virtual parties. We actually did a membership drive. And so that really encouraged individuals to participate. In addition to that, we also celebrate in October the 3rd, which was the birth date for our university. We really blew that up, and we did that on a virtual arena, and we were able to come into a lot of folks' homes, and it was social distancing, obviously, just trying to do something to continue to work the work of our NAA, and of course, for the National Alumni Association. VP Russ, did you have anything that you want to add to that when it relates to membership?
No, just that as a regional VP, one of my charters is to grow the membership. And from the Far West region, I'm happy to say that our membership for this current membership year is up over what we had last year. So what we're doing, I think, is working to a certain degree, but we need to focus on, as you said, the gap. How do we get those young alumni involved? And everybody seems to think that giving means giving a whole lot of dollars. There are folks that, you know, the chapters all around the country are implementing different ways to give. 1887, you know, that's less than $20 a month. You can establish those kinds of patterns where you can bring that money in. The membership dues to belong to the chapter, and the chapters are the lifeblood of what we do in the organization, and the chapters can't operate without membership. So I'm very pleased to see the progress that's happening in the state of Texas. The Austin chapter is coming back big and strong. And I know, you know, after an event like this, we should see an increase in our membership.
That's right.
Honestly, we should see a growth in our membership. This is an awesome event, and it's intended to spotlight rattlers, but also to bring in those rattlers who may be sitting on the outside watching and say, I want to be part of that. So come on in, rattlers. We need you. We need your voice.
Thank you, VP Russ. You're so true. It's not just about the money that you provide to the university, but it's a mentorship that you provide to the young students and the engagement and informing them about FAMU. We are able to reach young students in nearly every county, city, or entity because we're all over. FAMU has a recruitment team and a team that's on staff, but they can't go to every single recruitment event. They can't be everywhere, especially when we're in a pre-pandemic, I would say, because they were off into the cities, going into huge recruitment events, but the smaller events at the churches, at even middle schools. I've gone to events at middle schools as well. The alum, their presence alone is important because now this young kid that's 7 or 8 or 10 and 12, are learning about FAMU. And of course, we're looking for the best and the brightest. And so those are the young kids who are going to be looking for school prior to the 12th grade. And unfortunately, we often see that, but the 10th graders are great students to recruit, and we can do it as alum to reach into our local community. But we do that through the National Alumni Association. And I push that because that's where you obtain your knowledge. Things change when it comes to admissions and everything at the university. So if you're able to remain engaged, become more knowledgeable about what we're doing, you subsequently become a great asset for the NAA and of course FAMU. So I would always, want to encourage every rattler to find 5 rattlers, encourage those 5 rattlers to join, and then the next year you challenge them to find 5 more. And once you do that, we will continue to grow our National Alumni Association.
Absolutely. And also, like you said, like I was suggesting earlier, in addition to what you guys are already doing, keeping those lines of communication open, I think is going to be a beautiful thing. And perhaps maybe another form, because this kind of became a semi-town hall. Maybe there's one that we do prior to homecoming that week where we just kind of get in all generations and let's put some stuff on the table and let's talk about it and figure out some action steps to move forward. So I definitely appreciate you stopping by tonight. And so do you have any last remarks, and how can people get in touch with you?
For me, I'll put my information in the chat. But I'm sure VP Russ will guide you to whatever you need. I will say this, if someone, I'll put it in there, but to join the FAMU National Alumni Association is FAMUNAA.org and click join us at the top tab, and then you can connect with us. Now, if you already have an account, but you don't know your username and password, just click contact us at the very top, and then we can get that situated for you.
Quickly,
all right.
A suggestion came through for you from Miss Jamila, and she was saying that basically maybe highlight a FAMU chapter in a different city of each month.
That's a great idea. I like that idea. And I also saw your other recommendations as well for the young alum. So thank you. I'll be taking notes.
Ms. Sharon, it was a pleasure as always to speak with you. Thank you for being an official representative for the NAA and coming out and sharing your time with us. And so guys, it's right at 8:30, but I want to do something really special. So we've had a FAMU House scholarship fund that's been running as we've been doing this event, and we actually raised some money, and I would like to highlight some of the people that gave, and they had no idea that this was going to happen. I just want to shout them out really quickly. So we have Miss Erica Lloyd from the Austin chapter, Carla Isaacs from the Austin chapter, Quint Enzor from the Austin chapter. We have Michael Brassfield, Michelle Salivant. I'm so sorry if I messed that up. Kenneth Neighbors, Derry Williams, Jerome Kinney of Houston, Zion Lester, Sonovia Rab of the Austin chapter, Nicholas Miller, and last but not least, Miss Vanetta Malbro. So thank you so much to everyone that has donated and their time and their energy and their efforts in this initiative tonight. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. And I'm not signing off yet. I want to go ahead and go into the let loose session, if you will, because I know that it is 9:30 on the East Coast, and I appreciate all of you all sticking in with us, and because we're in the middle, right in the middle of the country, so it's not as late later for you, and I appreciate that. So I want to keep the program moving for that part, and so let's just go ahead and have DJ Bam or Miss Raquel. Are you gonna introduce? I'll let you guys take it away.
Sure. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this segment. And as a young alum and to have a young alumni community to engage, it was definitely some really great points. So that was a good session. We have Bam, DJ Bam.